Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Since we didn't meet today, we will just have this recording of the lecture so that we can proceed. So, last meeting, we stopped our lecture with the itong value cascade. The strategic pricing requires effective management, both value and price. So, from value management to price management. Why do we need to discuss this? Last meeting, we had this highlight. Nagkaroon na tayo ng idea about from potential value to sustainable profit. So, paano ba to? Di ba, from potential value, how you see the potential of the product being sold to the market. Then, paano ba, value creation ka? Paano ba ito na i-introduce the actual value of the product. Then how did you add the value to this? Then value communication gap, how will you communicate as a business owner? How will you communicate the product to your customer? Then how will they perceive the product that you're selling? That is part of the value management. Then next is the target price. As a company, you should have this target price. Then how you will structure the pricing of the product that you're selling. Then next to this value management is the price management, which is the willingness of the customer to pay, which is in the price policy gap. You need to have a policy to see to how much is the customers willing to pay for the product that you're selling. How much is the customer's willingness to spend for the product that they're buying. Next is how will you set up the price. After understanding the cost of the product that you have created or the product that nung ginawa mo that you're selling, you need to understand how much the willingness of the customer to pay. Then you can set the price of the product. Later, we will just give an example for this, though we had already our example last meeting, but we will explain it more today. So the price competition gap is based on the sustainable profit naman. How is the market understand the product based on how much is the cost, the competition between the similar stores or similar product that being sold in the market. So value creation, according to study.com, it is the process of producing something which is more than the inputs. So for the example natin last time, value creation is important for many reasons. It determines whether business will be profitable in both sales and costs are based on the value created. Value can be seen how much the customer is willing to pay compared to how much is the costing for the production. For example, is that yung sa in-example natin, sagging. Sagging has a value. But if you're going to sell the sagging itself, the banana itself, mabebenta mo siya. Pero yun lang yung perceived na value ng customer, the potential value. But if you improve the sagging, the banana, and make it a chip, hiniwa mo, prinito mo, nagkakaroon siya ng value added, Value added. So nag-add na yung value niya. So potential value, workers should understand in order to attract customer, they should consider innovation of the product, improving the quality and performance. For example, another example is that dati ang phone is yung dati ang kaya lang ng phone is tawag lang, call. But na-innovate ang phone into texting and calling. Then sabi naisip ng iba, why not improve the phone, innovate it into something na smart where you can search, where you can research, Doon na nagkaroon na ng mga phones na pwede mag-research. Then after that, na-improve na naman siya into something na pwede mag-video, pwede pwede rin mag-capture ng pictures, photos. Then later, pwede na, other than calling lang hearing just the voice of your someone you're talking with. Later part no, naging na siya, innovate siya kung saan pwede na siyang makita ang kausap mo. So that is the potential value then added by adding the value of the product that you're selling, allowing customer have a good experience with a good service, building, gaining trust on the brand created, and customization of or offering tailored solutions. So value-based pricing, di ba meron tayong meron tayong tinatawag na value-based pricing, which is costing, cost plus, then meron din tinatawag na asan na nandito, meron tayong tinatawag na pricing that is asan yan, ito, markup pricing, cost plus pricing, customer driven or value based, then share driven or competitors based. So value based pricing is just a pricing strategy that is based on how much is a customer is willing to pay or how the customer perceive the product that you're selling. So what is the best product that we can offer to the customer? Diba, from the product, you think about a product that you want to sell to the customer. Then after that, you need to consider how much is the cost that how much is the cost to purchase or to acquire this certain product. Then next is you need to set a pricing for this product. Then understand how much is the customer is willing to pay for this. Then go to the customer, who are the customers who will buy for the product. So what is the best product or service that we can offer? This is the perspective of the company. The other way is what is the best value we can offer to the customer. Ito sa perspective naman for the customer. So the customer, how does the customer see the value of the product? Then how this product is, for example, yung ngayong cellphone, how much is the customer is willing to pay for this product? Then hindi naman talaga kasi mababase yung customer sa costing ng company, but understanding the customer, understanding how much they see the value, how much they are willing to pay, then you need to consider how much are you willing to pay, or to how much is the cost that you're willing to spend to acquire this product that you want to sell to the customers. Then yun yung product mo. So yun ang 180 na perspective nito. So dito nakita natin the first is ito yung sa good value. The first is more focus on the product, while the other is the model one is focus. This is the model one. It is most focused on the product. But in the model 2, the focus is the best value that marketers could offer to the customer. So yung sa perspective ng company, tinitingnan nila yung sa perspective na ito ang best na product and how the customer will perceive it. But sa model 2 is the best value for marketers could offer sa customer. So value communication, sinabi natin how the company is able, or how the company will communicate the product or the value of the product to the customer, or how will they understand the product that this company is selling to them. So according to the leverage.point.com, value communication involves communicating credibly in monetary terms. So in differentiating benefits of your product, the goal particularly is higher priced product is to establish the customer value identified during the value creation stage. Without that, you run the risk that the purchasing department does not know the value you're differentiating the benefits to their company. Sorry, naputol, no? So, identify the value stage. So, yun nga yung sinabi natin, it's really important that after creating the value of the product, it should be communicated to the consumers effectively. So, after you created a certain product, you should understand that this product that you have created, or for example, yung saging kanina, nakagawa ka ng banana chips, i-communicate mo, dapat sabihin mo sa customer, etong saging na to is bought ng ganito because ganito ang nagamit namin, ganito ang ginawa namin, ganito ang, you need to consider the stakes. For example, sa phone, bakit umaabot ng 20,000 or ng 15,000 ang mga mid-level na phone? Because the quality of the product is ganito. So you need to communicate the value of that the customer may understand the product that you are selling to them. So yun. For example, bakit ang mga Rolex, bakit ang mga iPhone is worth more than mga price 4 times sa mga phone, ang iPhone worth siya ng mga 90,000, pero yung mga mid-level phone nasa lang, parang ang laki ng layo nila. Kasi ang value and the value of the iPhone is communicated well, no? The exclusivity of the product is being explained or being shared to the customer, that they are being communicated well to the customer, that the customer understand that if you buy the product that they're selling, if you buy the iPhone, it means you're not just paying for the product that for the phone, but you are paying something na higher the value, no? Parang nagkakaroon ng prestige kapag ikaw naka-phone ng iPhone, parang iba yung dating sa'yo. Katulad rin naka-Rolex ka, yung iba bumibili lang ng mga 100 peso na relo, 1,000 peso, pero kapag naka-Rolex ka worth 100,000, iba ang dating, no? Iba ang yung damit mo na ang nag-e-explain na you are a quality person. Yung parang ganyan. So, price structure naman is a method and rationale a business used to its goods or service. It's a critical component of business overall. So, sinabi pa nga natin, price structure defines the price points. No? Dinidefine ito ang price points. Consider market dynamics kasi you need to understand that the market is possible na mag-change. No? Baka magtaas ang presyo, pwede magbaba. Tulad ng nangyari ngayon. Biglang yung walang barko, biglang umakyat ang presyo ng itlog from 300 peso to 750. Then yung nagkaroon ng stock, nagbaba naman ulit to 310. No? These are the things that you need to consider. Impact sa brand image yun. Diba? Lalo na kapag brand image, sinabi natin sa case study ninyo with Nike. Yung sa Nike is nag-hire sila ng mga athletes to promote their products. So, in this way, kapag nagkakaroon ng issue yung mga athletes na to, nagkakaroon ng effect sa the brand that they are promoting. So, nagkakaroon ng problema. So, you need to have this price structure so that you can sell the product. Hindi ka nalulugi, hindi ka rin kumikita ka, kahit hindi masyado malaki, at least hindi ka nalulugi. So, different price structure, penetration market, pricing, yung sinasabi natin na malaki yan. Yung dito, ito, yung penetration, pinalow mo yung market, yung pagbenta mo, pagkatapos paunti-unti mo siyang palakihin. Then yung iba, skimming, yung malaki masyado, pagkatapos pinapaliit. Yung iba, premium, meron pa tinatawag na freemium, yung free muna, then tsaka kanila pinapa-subscribe, like sa itong ginagamit natin Bandicam, pinapatry sa akin yung free trial, pagkatapos after I experience a free trial, they will ask me to register and premium na, no? Next is bundle pricing. Yun nga, sinabi natin, nagkakaroon ng discounts. And tiered pricing naman, creating different price levels based on customer value or volume or usage. So pricing policy, meron tayong according to Indeed.com, pricing policy is company approach to determine the price which is it offers a good or service to the market. Pricing policies help companies make sure they remain profitable and give them flexibility to price separate products differently. So, you need to have policy in pricing. Hindi naman dapat kasi ang product mo is lower na hindi ka na kumikita. Yung nga sabi natin, you need to understand that meron tayong tinatawag na break-even point. Meron tayong pinatawag na margin of safety. Kapag ang pricing mo is lower than the margin of safety, problema ka talaga in the long run. Or nandun lang siya sa may margin of safety. Baka in the long run, malulugi ka. And ayaw naman natin sa business, as business owner, ayaw naman natin mangyayari yon. So, kailangan natin, hindi naman masyadong malaki ang pricing natin, but pricing that is based on the customer's willingness to pay. No? So, yun. So, the company might value having a well-defined pricing policy so it can make adjustment. So, for example, yung sa pagbebenta ngayon, kung bigla na lang bumili ka ng ng itlog, yun nga yung sinabi natin, yung example natin na, example, itong itlog. Nung nagbahal yung itlog, tapos bumili ka bigla, before pa nagbahal yung itlog, bumili ka ng maraming stock ng itlog. Pagkatapos, mura pa ang pagkabili mo. Bigla mo siyang tinago at nung nagkaroon ng problema, bigla mong pinalakihan. Naging 700. Do you think the customer will buy from you? Sometimes, yes, because it is a necessity. But if the product is not necessity, do you think the customer will continue to buy the product? So, yun ang kailangan nating isipin. Based on my policy in pricing, kailangan ko ba talagang palakihin ang price para mas malaki ang kita? Or kailangan ko pababain ang price para marami ang bibili? Or kailangan kong tingnan kung saan ako kikita at base doon masusustain yung business ko. So you need to consider in a pricing policy. Competition. Ang dami ng kakompetensya mo. Madami kayong parehong product na binibenta. So you need to consider them. Profit goals. Target mo ba sa goals mo? Ilan ba yung profit goals mo? Hindi ka lang kasi magsasabi na, kikita lang ako, ito yung target ko, ito yung kwan ko, kinita ko ngayong araw. Okay na to? Ganyan lang. Yung sales total. Sa sales total mo ba, masyado ka marami na benta? Masyado ka marami na gastos, pero ang tanong doon, malaki ba, sakto ba yung kinita mo? No? Kaya kailangan mo i-consider yun. Firm health, yung sa firm mo, company mo ba, do you think yung sa business mo is nananatili pa rin ba yung kwan niya? Yung survival nito? Or hindi? Or nagkakaroon ka ba ng nag-i-increase ba yung market shares mo? Or hindi? You need to consider this. Flexibility. No? You need to consider the flexibility of the product. Ngayon, the higher the demand, the higher the demand. The higher the price. Pero, ang tanong, sa time na nagmahalag itlog, do you think marami bang bumili ng 700? Hindi, nagre-reklamo na, umiiyak din yung mga customer. We want justice, kaya nagkaroon ng government regulation na dapat ang presyo ng kuwan nito is based on the SRP, suggested retail price. So, you need to consider this. Ano ka, nagbebenta ka ng gintong itlog? So, you need to consider this. Then, method of price adjustment. Hindi porket na wala masyadong produkto, lower ang production, lower ang supply, na mataas ang demand, lower ang supply, bigla mo na lang patataasin yung presyo kaagad ng ganyang kalaki. So you need to understand that the customer's willingness to pay. How much is a customer is willing to pay for the product? Then the sales venue. So yun ang mga policy na kailangan mo i-understand. So yun profit, ito yung mga kailangan mo understand. Firm survival, limiting the competition. Kasi kapag masyado malaki yung presyo ng product na binibenta mo, baka sa kabila mas mura, sa kanila mauubos una, sa kanila ang maraming bibili, maraming magiging loyal na customer sa kanila. Okay, naputol tayo ulit. So, yun nga, sabi natin kanina. So, since nagkaroon ng mas mababa yung presyo sa kabila, baka doon na sa kanila bibili yung customer. Kapag ikaw naman yung parang nagkakaroon ng advantage over your competition, nagkakaroon ka ng chance of gaining market shares. Then, the accessibility and customer satisfaction. Bakit kailangan natin talaga bigyan ng importance itong customer satisfaction? It is because customer expectation change depending on the price they pay for something. So, if the customer is being satisfied, a happy customer is a happy business. Always remember that. A happy customer is a happy business. Kapag happy yung customer mo sa'yo, you will consider this as parang an investment because kapag happy ang customer mo sa'yo, magiging patronizer mo na yan, magiging suki mo na yan, paulit-ulit na yan siyang bibili sa'yo. At always think that if the customer is happy with you, magiging word of mouth ka na, magiging suki mo na sila. At bibili na sa'yo. At pagkakalat nila na, uy, itong nito, business owner na to, mabait to. Dito kayo bumili sa kanya. I suggest. Ganyan, mga ganun na consideration. Price setting naman, according to economic theory, setting price is a straightforward exercise in which the market simply sets the price at the point of demand on the demand curve, where marginal revenues are equal to marginal costs. So setting the price in the real world seldom simple. No? Kailangan mo consider, hindi siya madali ang pag-set ng price. On the one hand, it is impossible to predict the revenue will change following a price change because of the uncertainty about the customer and competitors will respond. Yung biglang pagmahal ng itlog to 700. Do you think ang response ng customer, ay, kailangan natin yung itlog, bili tayo kahit mahal, masyadong mahal, okay lang. Pili tayo. Hindi naman. So, kailangan mo ito i-consider. On the other hand, on the accounting system, in most companies are not equipped to identify the relevant cost for pricing strategy decision, often causing marketers to make unprofitable pricing decision. So, price setting should be iterative and cross-functional process that includes several key action. So, there are two key actions, no? Number one is to set appropriate pricing objectives. So, dapat meron kang objectives. Whether it means to use the price to drive volume or maximize the margin. Yun nga, sabi natin kanina, no? So, next is to calculate the price. Volume trade-offs. So, price volume trade-offs refers to the business decision where the company must choose between selling a higher volume or ito, di ba? Magbenta ka ng maramihan ng product sa murang presyo or malaki ang presyo, mahal, hindi lang mahal, pero mas pricey siya compared sa other, pero pakunti. Di ba yun remember niyo yung nag-draw tayo ng graph sa break-even na graph. So, pricing and the units. Kapag mag-increase ang price, nakita natin na paunti lang yung kailangan nating units i-create. Pero kapag ipa-lower natin yung price, dapat higher ang creation of the product units. So, you need to consider that. So, once the price-volume trade-offs are made explicit, a particular pricing move, the next activity is to estimate directly customer will respond by assessing the driver's price sensitivity that are unrelated to value. So, as a marketer, your job is to estimate how price sensitivity values across segments in order to better estimate the profit impact of the potential pricing move. So, ito talagang trabaho mo as a marketer, as the one who study markets. So, ano ba gano'n ba ka-sensitive ang pricing? Yung biglang pagmahal ng itlog, biglang pagmahal ng gasolina, biglang pagbaba ng mga produkto. So, you need to understand that. You need to consider things, no, sa cost, the value, value perception ng customer, and the customer's willingness to pay. Next is price competition. I think I don't need to discuss more of this because it is really, naman talaga, parang obvious na talaga that since there are lots of similar stores or companies that selling the same product, it is really talaga na nagkakaroon ng talaga, no, obvious na nagkakaroon ng competition. Yung iba nagbumura ng presyo, yung iba nagpamahal, but adding value to the product. For example, yung mga Filipino product na phone like Realme, like not Realme. My phone rather, Cherry Mobile, di ba mas mura siya compared sa other phones? Pero dahil yun ang kinuha nila para mas magiging pangmasa siya. But iPhones still nagiging top pa rin siya because medyo pricey talaga siya compared to other phones, but the quality that you are receiving is giving naman talaga. So yun. So potential market value of a product or service is composed of two parts. Value that is the same as that offered by the competitive alternative. So you have this reference value. For example, di ba napansin natin yung na-remember yung example ko yung sa once bumili ako sa tindahan, then may bumili ng bigas. Then sabi niya ganyan, magkano yung natanong ng anak sa nanay, magkano daw yung bigas? Sinabi ng nanay 65. Pagkatapos sinabi may add pa yung nanay na sinabi niya, try mo magtingin-tingin sa kabilang tindahan kasi parang 70 na yung binibenta ng iba. Tayo na lang yung 65. So, doon nagkakaroon sila ng reference. Nagkakaroon sila ng reference about the product they're selling. So, yun. Another thing to consider, like, dito sa mga gasolina, no? Nagiging reference sila ng iba. Kapag nag-70 yung isa, nag-70 yan halos lahat. Kasi naka-reference siya. So, the value differentiate naman is competitive alternatives. So, depending upon the for example, sa mga phones, diba, different ang value, different ang perception ng customer. So, nagdi-depend talaga yung prices. So, managing price competition involves pricing, influencing the reference value. In some market, the reference value can be taken as given, determined by market supply and demand, and so requires management attention except adjust price whenever the reference value changes. So price competition becomes more challenging. However, when a seller commands a large share of market, this is because competitors are likely to react whatever the price decision it makes. Na-remember ba ninyo yung joke na kwento ko yung about sa nagbenta dito, nagkaroon ng dalawang magkakompetensya. Tapos yung isa nakita niya tag 100 yung benta ng isa, kaya ginawa niyang 90, yung isa ginawa niyang 80, hanggang sa naging libre na lang. Ganun ang competition. So you need to understand that. Pero wag ka naman magbase na porket nagmura yung paninda niya, mumura na rin sa'yo. You need to consider your costing. Baka mas mura lang yung pinagbilihan niya. Baka wholesale yung binilihan niya compared sa'yo. So ganyan. So you need to consider things naman talaga. So, many successful companies have suffered huge dent in what was otherwise smooth trajectory of profitable growth when they failed to anticipate and manage how competitors might react adversely to a pricing decision. So kahit nga yung mga successful, nagkakaroon talaga ng problema. So the lesson here is not a profitable company should not attempt how to grow share. It is that company must anticipate competitive reaction and avoid competing where they lack capabilities necessary to profit despite those reactions. Remember yun nga, sabi ko kanina, hindi porket nagmura yung kabila, magmumura na rin kayo. You need to consider things. Your cost, you need to consider, baka ang pinabilihan niya o pinagkunan niya ng product is much cheaper than yours. So you need to consider that. So in creating strategic pricing capability, a successful pricing strategy requires to support three pillars. Number one, effective organization. The organization must be effective. timely and accurate information. Hindi yung parang porket 50 pesos, yun yung natatawa ako sa mga tao. Okay, again. So, yun na yung nakakatawa, no? Kino-compare talaga natin yung pricing way back 2000s at ngayon, 2020. So, you need to consider na iba yung pricing dati at ibang pricing ngayon. So, you need to have timely and accurate na information about the product that you're selling, no? And appropriate motivated management. So, in many instances, it is neither desirable nor necessary for a company to have a large centralized organization to set price. Pricing decision maker require quality information. So yun, quality information. Once manager understand their role to price setting process, the first thing they generally ask is more data and better tools. So sales manager need data to support their value claims to defend their price premiums, and financial managers need accurate cost data and volume data. Successful implementing a price strategy also requires a firm to motivate managers to engage in new behaviors to support the strategy. So let's proceed sa kono. So economic value the guiding force of pricing strategy. Customer will not pay literally a penny more than the rule value of product, according to Ron Johnson. So estimate value is to pricing what an estimate of occasion is to navigation. So understanding the values that differs combination of features and service could create for customers, and how the best combination might differ for different segments of customer. So there are different segments of customer, di ba? Sinabi natin, pwede mo i-segmentize to demographics, pwede mo i-segmentize sa work, kailangan mo siyang i-consider. Pwede psychographic, pwede rin geographic, no? So it's essential for creating offers that will enable company to grow profitability. This is true even when the goal is not to maximize value capture, but to rely instead on low value pricing to attract customer. So economic value is how the customer is feeling, or how they perceive the product, how they perceive the quality of the product or the value of the product. Any value proposition is both compelling and profitable is based on offering a better perceived value, regardless of whether it is priced high or low relative to the competition. So, customers' perception of a value can change, no? As they get new information. For example, yung mga paglabas ng phone na may mga cellphone, how the customer perceive about the product is different from how they perceive the product right now, no? May changes over time. So because human being as we are curious being. So nagre-research tayo, nag-aalam tayo kung ano ba yung because we don't want to invest on something na alam natin malulugi tayo. So parang pagbibili ng mga gamit kasi, or pagbibili ng produkto, kailangan you need to consider things naman talaga to see the value of the product that you're buying. Hindi ka bibili ng product na alam mo ikakalugi mo in the long run, or hindi siya worth it, no? A purchase within a different context. Value is not determined by unchanging physical aspect of a product, but by the ever-changing circumstances of the customer. Maybe the value of iPhone right now is grabe ka valuable sa iba because this gives prestige. But for some, the value of this is not that much because they don't see or don't understand or don't perceive that kind of value of the iPhone para sa kanila. So, hindi talaga siya sa changing physical aspect, but sa ever-changing circumstances of the customer. So, creating profitable market strategy likewise requires understanding not only the value created, but also causes customer perception of the value to be aligned or misaligned in reality. So marketing can influence the franchise not only by changing the actual value offered to the price, but also changing the context which value perceived by the customer. So, asan na yung sobra? Okay, strategic pricing involves creating differentiated, represent a good value to a customer, raising willingness to pay or via value communication, creating price structures, and reflecting sabi natin kanina. So, role of value in pricing. So, common usage, the value here refers to the total savings or satisfaction the customer receives from the product, no? Kapag ikaw na-satisfy ng product, you reach or you understand the value of the product. Kasi, hindi ka bibili ng iPhone or hindi ka bibili ng Rolex or hindi ka bibili ng Chanel na gagasto ka ng bilyones or 100,000 pesos nang hindi mo na receive yung value ng ito. Di ba? Hindi ka nagbibili ng iPhone na alam mo masisira rin later or hindi ganyan ka-quality yung camera or yung hindi ka ganyan titingnan na parang, uy, kwan siya, prestige yung kwan, or exclusivity nito. No, hindi yun. Kailangan makita ng customer that the product that they are buying is giving them something na worth the value or worth the price that they are paying. They will receive the value of it. So economics refers to this as use value or the utility gain from the product. For example, yun nga, sabi natin, ito example ha, you are in the beach in a summer, mainit na mainit. So, may nakita kang nagbebenta ng tubig. Ito example ito. Pero ang binibenta niya na tubig is worth 200 peso. Hindi, masyado mahal. Lagyan natin 60 peso. So, sorry. Masyado akong kwan. So, kasi 200, ang 150 peso. Nilala ko. Pero doon sa may tindahan doon, sa kabila, sa medyo malayo, mga 1 kilometer, tag 20 peso lang. So, necessity. No? Value usage ito. Do you think uhaw na uhaw ka, kaya mo pa pumunta ng 1 kilometers para bumili ng tubig, uhaw na uhaw ka sa mainit na lugar? Do you think kaya mo pa magpunta doon para ka? Sometimes you take the risk. Bibili ka na lang ng product na to kahit medyo mahal siya, medyo pricey siya, for you to be satisfied. And sometimes you need to consider na baka pagdating mo doon sa tindahan, sirado, or baka walang tubig na binibenta, or walang malamig. So, you need to consider this. So, yun. So, sabi nga dito, yun nga, one hot summer day at the beach, the value of the cold drink extremely people, perhaps a high $10 beverage, so that information little help. However, the vendor's price of the cold drinks thirsty worshipper, since a few potential customer will be willing to pay such price. So, sino ba naman bibili? Yung sa 50 peso nga, di ba? Ayaw na natin magasto. Pero, why not? Because potential customer knows that except the rare situation, they don't have to pay for sellers that much is really worth them. Hindi talaga. Kahit kayo, siguro ayaw nyo bibili ng worth 50 peso. Pero, yun nga, sinabi natin, yung una nating example is the convenience of the product. Or what we say, the product na nandyan na sa tabi mo, bakit ka palalabas? Bakit ka palalayo? Nandyan na eh. Baka pupunta ka pa sa malayo, sirado, or bahala ka daw bumili, then uhaw na uhaw ka, you need to consider this. So, hindi ko na babasahin ha. So, what do the marketers mean when they propose pricing reflect the value? So, the value that is the key to developing effective pricing strategy, not use value. So, you need to understand now, the value of the product. So, how the customer is being satisfied of the product. So, how is the product is being convenient to the customer. So, but it is what the customer call exchange value. We call it economic value. Exchange value. So this value determines first and foremost by what the customers customers alternative are. Yun nga, may alternative siya. It's either ay ulit, no? So, na-stop tayo doon sa alternative. Yun nga, sabi natin kanina, merong binibentang tubig sa mas malapit with worth 50 peso, which is more convenient because nandiyan na nga, malapit na uhaw ka, mainit ang araw. Kesa sa alternative na 1 kilometers, 20 peso, lalakad ka pa lang 1 kilometers, mainit ang araw, uhaw ka. So you need to consider this. So, if they think the market offers alternative at substantially lower prices, still only a segment of customer insist on always buying the lower price alternative. Yun na. Di ba? Uhaw ka. Bakit kailangan mo pa maglakad ng 1 kilometer to buy the similar product which is mas malapit? Pagdating mo doon, hindi mo nga sure kung open yun. Kung may stock sila. So yun, kailangan mo maging wais. So it is quite likely that many people would buy cola at the beach. For example na yan siya. So economic value comes in two forms, monetary and psychological. Bakit monetary and psychological? Later we will discuss it. So both of these instrumental shaping customers. So monetary value represents the total cost savings or income enhancement that a customer accrues as a result purchasing product. Monetary value is the most important element for most business-to-business purchase. So psychological, yun na, monetary from the word money. So psychological value naman refers to many ways that a product creates innate satisfaction for the customer. So dito makita natin yung economic value by Eve model of economic value estimation. So ito, positive differential value and reference value, yung sinabi natin kanina. So negative differential value and ito yung total economic value. So differential value naman, ito is the value to the customer, both positive and negative, how they see the value, or any differences between your offering and reference product. Reference product, yun sabi natin kanina, is the adjusted for units terms of the customer next best alternative. Yun na. May reference din sa kanina, yung pricing. Ito 50 peso ng tubig. Doon sa kabila, doon sa tindahan is 20 peso. Yun ang reference mo. Yun ang alternative mo. Whether meron tong negative and positive. So more formally, a product's total economic value is calculated as the price of the customer's best alternative. Yun nga yung reference. Plus the worth of the whatever differentiate the offering from the alternative. Yun ang differentiation value. Differentiation value may have both positive and negative effect. Yun nga yung sinabi natin kanina. So yun. Total economic value is maximum price that smart shopper fully informed about the market and seeking the best value about would pay. So reference value simply having other similar products as reference for prices, perceived value and product quality. However, differentiation value, the value and prices of the two similar products or alternatives are being compared. So, yun. So, isang pinaka-critical na factor talaga is the willingness of the customer to pay. Yan talaga. You need to consider how much is the customer's willingness to pay for the product that you are selling. No? And they will consider the alternatives ng talaga. Ito yung example. So, in some case, the reference product or service is not necessarily a specific competitive offering, but sub-design solution that the buyers might use to achieve their objectives. Differentiation value is the net benefit that your product or service delivers to the customers over and above those provided by the competitive reference product. So how to estimate the economic value? So marketers have historical invested considerable effort to develop effective value proposition to represent their company and products. So few would argue that an effective value proposition, a concise estimate of customer benefits is essential to into input to brand building and conversation. But general statement, the value of is insufficient input for pricing decision because it lacks detail and quantification. So meron tayong tinatawag competitive reference pricing. So if I, the seller, did not exist, what would my customer do? Yan ang iniisip. It is simply saying that existence of the seller is equally important to the consumers as they are being provided the necessities, no? Pero existent or non-existent is not a loss. Kung nagbebenta ka o hindi ka nagbebenta, mayroong nagbebentang iba. So you need to understand that. Hindi porket nagbebenta ka, pwede mo nang take advantage ng market. No. You need to consider meron pa rin talagang mga alternatives ang customer. So basahin niyo lang ito, no? So itong triple play na tawag dito. So offer communication companies, for example, ito is Consya. Yung alam yung buy one take one, or kapag nagkuhan ka nito, nag-subscribe ka, nakakukuha mo ito, pati ito. Mga ganyan bundle siya. Basahin nyo na lang to para maintindihan mo ng more. So, proceed tayo sa estimating monetary value. Okay, estimating monetary value. After determining the competitive reference, the next step in the value estimation is to gain a detailed understanding of the customer value drivers and translate the understanding into quantified estimate that can be used to support pricing decision. So, the distinct characteristic of monetary and psychological value. Yun ang sinabi natin kanina. So, yun. So, since monetary value drivers are already quantified, monetary value can be estimated using qualitative research techniques that allow for rich understanding of the customer business model for personal finances. In contrast, the nature of psychological value drivers such as satisfaction, security, and value are not inherently quantifiable. Therefore, marketers often rely on sophisticated quantitative techniques such as conjoint analysis quantify to worth of various elements and products. So basahin nyo na lang to. So ito no. So ito, questions. So ito no, mga value drivers: yield opportunity cost, yield labor savings, quality control labor save, and sample opportunity cost. Meron pa sample kon. So kanina discuss natin yung kon. So for your assignment, for your activity, differentiate what we call monetary value and psychological value to be submitted tomorrow. No, tomorrow afternoon. And we will continue this discussion tomorrow. That will be all for today. Thank you.